Hey, welcome back to No Hype Beer Reviews. Unless it's your first time, then welcome. Please consider subscribing. If you do, hit the notification bell, get all the updates. Really excited for today's video. The beer's courtesy of Dominick. Thank you so much, Dominick. Really appreciate it. It's a homebrew, and I've done a couple of his homebrews already. They were quite tasty, and super stoked, excited and stoked. So stoked, I don't know. That's what I went to say. But really excited to try this beer. It's called Max. It's a New England style IPA dry hopped with Enigma, Nelson, and Mosaic, coming in at 7.8% ABV. For some reason, I'm talking much more quickly than I need to be. Dominick, he said this to me before, and it is like one of those things you kind of want to. I've done some of his homebrews, a couple of their homebrews, and like, you kind of want to go easy on it, and he's like, no, definitely tell me what you think. Treat it like any of the commercial, beers you have. It's one of the ways I can get better is getting the feedback, and I appreciate that. Like, I understand that, in as much as it's like I'm a teacher. It's like that thing of I don't want to hurt with my words, but also want to do right by the person by telling them my thoughts, and maybe ways I can improve things, right? So I totally appreciate that. But yeah. So this is like that hazy lemonade kind of color. There is some orange in there, but it's very yellow, sunshiny. Man. Okay, so actually, now that I'm looking at it fully poured in the glass, there is a lot of orange, but then there is that yellow on the outside. I'm going to stick with sunshiny with a little bit more orange than I think. Talk about commercial breweries. Like, if you go to a brewery and they have a New England IPA offering, they pour it and it looks that good, right? You're like, okay, I see you. Let's see. Does it look like an IPA or New England style IPA? Does it smell like a New England style IPA? Does it taste like a New England style IPA? Well, you're 1 for 3 so far. It definitely looks like a New England style IPA. Look at that head retention. That's beautiful. It's awesome. 2 fingers. It's white, maybe barely off white. Tiny bubbles, some small bubbles. On the top, it's a little sudsy looking, but then the rest of it is super compact bubbles. That's just a beautiful looking beer. I will point out too, I'm not the biggest fan of Enigma. Love Nelson, love Mosaic, and I don't know, probably a year or two ago at this point, there was just a few, having like a couple beers, maybe 3, maybe even up to 4 beers. I'm like, what is it? And then finally put my finger on it. I think with the help of the guys at Nerd Sense, who are like, all those beers have Enigma. I'm like, oh, maybe I don't like that hop. But then, to be fair, since then, I have had a couple beers with Enigma that I actually like. So I'm kind of wasting time seeing if the head goes down a little bit. Whatever, no big deal. Let's get into the aroma. Wow, okay, so you definitely get citrus in the way of orange. Grapefruit, rind. So it is very citrusy that way because you're getting citrus at least 2 ways. There is an earth dank quality. I'm not surprised it has Mosaic. I could see a little bit of berry fighting through. A little bit of lemon. Now, Enigma, because again, it's not like one of those hops I seek out. I don't remember what they're supposed to kick out. With the Nelson, I could see the lemon, maybe some of the grapefruit and that orange, because I do get like that white wine grape, but then the white wine brings lemon to me a lot. And I could see that here. I could see a dry white wine. There's sweetness to it, but it's also like, I don't want to say sophisticated, but it's like a dry fruitiness as well. So you're kind of getting the best of a couple worlds there with the aroma. And again, like I'm not going easy on this. It looks the part. I really like the smell too. Kiss of floral. So it's complex and inviting. It's not chaotic, because sometimes if something's complex, has a lot going on, it could come across as chaotic. Works really well. And then that berry thing too, you get some real berry, but then you could get like was it Captain Crunch or like Kix or whatever, like that kind of like, you know, cereal, fruitiness. Hey, Bruno. All right. The most important test to taste. Cheers. Thanks again, Dominic. That's really good, dude. That's really good. What's the ABV? 7.8? So 7.8, he's calling it a New England style IPA, not a double IPA. Just be careful of the cord, bud. Yeah, come here. Come here, bro. Come here. Good boy. Good boy. You're such a good boy. It has that level of bitterness that makes me think IPA. But when you get up around that 7.8, some breweries would say that ABV is high enough to be labeled a double IPA. Some would still call it an IPA. Because of the bitterness in this, definitely, for me, IPA range. A lot like the aroma, there is sweet fruitiness and definitely citrus leaning. But then there are these, dry elements. And again, I don't want to say sophisticated, but like, it's not just straight boring juice, but you have that juice for people who like that, myself included. Then it has other things going. And I really think, and again, I can't speak too much to Enigma, I really think Nelson is bringing that extra depth that I'm really appreciating in the sip. There's a little bit of that confectionery sugar, citric acid, Flintstone vitamins thing. I think I spoke on the citrus enough, but it's definitely orange, lemon. I got more that grapefruit zest and skin in the aroma than I am in the taste. Bruno, you're too cute, but they can't see you, so it looks like I'm crazy talking to no one. And then when that bitterness and dryness kick in, that's where I get that Nelson white wine, that lemon for sure. There is a little bit with that Flintstones vitamin thing, some of that confectionery, you get that real, just like the aroma, you get that real berry, but then you also get the cereal berry, or like almost like fruity pebbles or something. Like you kind of get that thing too. Man. It has a pretty good mouthfeel as well. I'm trying to think of, because like this, I do think this is really strong. I like not alcohol strength. I mean, I think this offering as a beer is very strong. So I'm trying to think of like, what's my wife call it? Process improvement, like something like that, like could be added or more or less or whatever. I do think the mouthfeel is good. Up it a little bit, sure, fair enough. Again, I think it does drink like an IPA, but if you wanted less bitterness, okay. And yeah, it definitely has that confectionery sugar thing. And the more I'm sipping it, the more that kind of lingers, even when the Nelson white wine, bitterness, dryness come in. So like that's that back half, that second half, although having all those elements, there's still like just a little bit of that confectionery sugar. I like that as someone who has a big sweet tooth. I like that. Maybe some people would want it to, be drier, like it teases it's gonna be. But yeah, man, I think this is a real winner. I don't know. What do you guys think of this hop combination? What do you think of these hops individually? What do you think of homebrews? What do you think of me reviewing homebrews? I don't know. Anything, everything. Comment section below. Let's get a conversation going. Once you're done doing that, make sure you check me out on Instagram and Untapped. It's No Hype Beer Reviews about those places. So please like, comment, subscribe, and most importantly, thanks again, Dominic. Cheers.